Hi, I'm Monica Malpass here for New to the Street and FinTech TV at the New York Stock Exchange. Happy New Year, everybody. And we are here with Ovie Farouk, who is the CEO of REKT Brands. It is a crypto-powered drink brand. You have some exciting things coming up, but let's start with the basics. How did REKT Drinks get started?
Yeah, great question. So I spent the first 10 years of my life working as a trader. I worked on Wall Street for 3 years of that as well. And in 2020, I kind of got into the crypto world, the NFT world, like many people did during COVID times in their boredom, and I created a digital art collection called REKT Guy. Just a random side project, didn't put any time or effort into it, and it kind of just went viral. And over a 2 or 3 year time span, we created a very large and built a very large following and community. So there was a strong IP value, if you like, towards the concept of REKT Guy and this idea of being REKT. So we decided to use that IP to make a real world, tangible product away from the crypto space, which ended up being REKT Drinks. So pretty random story. It's not wasn't on my bingo card to be here, but here we are.
Side hustle comes out very well for you. Love it. So now you have coins. It's the first ever brand coin, I understand, that actually has a real world implication. What is a brand coin?
Yeah, good question. Okay, imagine you fall in love with a really cool up and coming brand, right? We all have those favorite challenger brands that we love to support. And how do you support them? Well, you go out there, you buy their products, you post about it on social media, you share the link with your mates, your family, and now let's say that brand absolutely kills it and explodes in the next 3 or 4 years, right? What do you, as an early supporter, have to show for it? Absolutely nothing, right? Instead of you being rewarded for it, they're out there paying random influencers, people who probably don't even care about the product. And I think this is wrong, because as an early supporter, you are a key and core driver for that brand getting off the ground and the brand's growth.
Right.
Now with REKT, and the way that it works is every time you purchase a drink, you earn or are able to claim REKT coin, which is what we call the brand coin. And this coin, it's not like equity where you don't own shares in the company, you don't have voting rights, you don't have IP, but, and very similar to the way meme coins behave, the price of it moves up or down based on the underlying human sentiment of the brand. So let's say this brand, dies in a year and it crashes and burns and is in flames. No one will want to own this coin and it's probably worth zero. Let's say it kills it in the next 3 or 4 years. It will probably appreciate in value because people just want to express their sentiment for holding on to it. Just like how a meme coin goes up a lot because of the popularity of that meme.
Makes sense.
It's a very similar thing, but with the concept of brands. So,
and it also builds goodwill for your product. So there's a feel-good image that comes with a coin. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so this idea of intangible brand value or sentimental value, it actually exists in corporate finance and has done for over a century, right? This concept of goodwill is when company A acquires company B and it pays a premium over its fair value. That premium, or that differential, is classified as goodwill, which is often equated to the intangible value of a company's brand. Now, the thing about goodwill is it's a one-off line item on your balance sheet governed by a historical transaction. It's fixed in value or gets impaired by an accountant over time, and it doesn't really,
add up.
Yeah, it doesn't really add up. Whereas with this concept of brand coins, where it's the same thing, it's an intangible, you can't apply a model to value it. It's an intangible human sentimental thing. Instead of it being a fixed line item on your balance sheet, you can actually trade it. There's an active market for it. For REKT, for example, there's millions of dollars of volume that go through every single day, and crypto allows for there to be a free tradable market for it. And that, I think, is the interesting differential between the two.
Well, let's talk a little bit. We'll back it up and tell me, how do you turn a crypto native online community into real world products, which you've done with your drinks?
Yeah, it's a good question. So what I think crypto allows you to do is reward people. It allows you to reward your users, reward your community in the form of, hey, here's NFTs, here's coins, you get this value for doing this, etc. And what that allows you to do is it allows you to build a brand or an IP in a very accelerated fashion.
Okay.
Now, in crypto, historically, people have used these mechanisms, but they've generally created on-chain products. So it's like, hey, here's my crypto L1 or crypto L2, come and do a bunch of activity. As a result, we'll give you a coin airdrop, and then we boost our numbers and metrics, etc. We've done the same thing, but instead of applying it to a crypto business, we've applied that idea of community rewards to a traditional business just using the crypto rails. And that, I think, was a little opportunity that not many people have really done before. And at the end of the day, like, we've created this company and we've sold just over 1 million drinks in our first year of operations.
Wow.
And there's no possible way we could have done that without using crypto.
Right. Well, speaking of that, you've really formed almost a cult-like community. What makes members diehards? Why are they all in?
Yeah, so our original NFT collection, REKT Guy, it was a free mint. No one had to pay anything for it. I gave the entire thing away completely for free.
Wow.
It went up a lot in value. Snoop Dogg bought a couple of them, and they were worth a few $1,000s at one point. We then actually gifted equity in our company, REKT Brands Inc., to our NFT community. So now, all these people who basically paid zero for this NFT now suddenly are all shareholders in this company.
Wow.
And on top of that, the REKT coin that we have was a free airdrop for those original NFT holders, basically.
Okay.
So there are so many people out there who have basically spent zero money and just have been part of this community, but have been rewarded in the form of NFTs, equity in the company, this brand coin, and the people have made a lot of money. And what's the best way to create loyalty in someone? Well, arguably it's saving someone's life is probably number one, but number two is making someone money. And I think that's one of the main reasons why we have such a die-hard following.
And so you really use them obviously for customer acquisition and loyalty, but also is there sort of a way to go forward with that and spread the good cheer?
Yeah, absolutely. So the REKT coin itself, our token foundation owns roughly a third of that total token supply. Right now, the market cap of it is $150 million. So we have $50 million in the REKT coin token treasury, which is earmarked for future community rewards. So that's a pool of, marketing budget or user acquisition budget you can think of that we have sitting there as a result of crypto that we can give out as rewards to consumers, community, people who are out there buying our products and supporting the brand. And that number goes up or down. So if we do really well, and let's say this goes to $1 billion, suddenly that number is in the hundreds of millions of dollars, and that's not an insignificant amount. And that, I think, is the key growth driver of what we're doing.
All right, let's talk about your drinks now.
Yes.
Tell us all about them.
Yeah, so these drinks here, the first iteration of them, they're just flavored sparkling waters. So there's no artificial ingredients. There's only 4 or 5 grams of sugar, which is from natural agave nectar. And the idea is that I think there is a massive shift towards people being healthy. Like, it's just, we all know it, right?
Yep.
A health trend is booming. But most healthy products don't look cool. They are kind of a bit lame on branding. They can be very feminine and doesn't appeal to a wider audience. And I think people want to be healthy, but they still want to look cool while doing it, right? You want to feel energized. And, say you're at a party or a festival and you want to not drink alcohol. Yeah. You're going to, have a Diet Coke. No disrespect, I love Diet Coke.
No,
but,
I got you, but
it's not the same thing. So it is, let's go aggressive on the branding. Let's make these drinks look cool, but actually make the underlying product healthy and tasty and something that can be marketed as good for you.
Wow, and you were telling us the numbers. Let's go over them and talk about how that must have felt to sell 220,000 of these drinks in 48 hours. That's amazing. That's just mind-boggling.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. That was our first drinks drop that we did, and we've so far sold them as limited edition drops from our website. And we were so nervous. We're like, is this going to work? Is it not going to work? It's purely an experiment, and the entire thing sold out in 48 hours. Since then, we've gone on to sell similar amounts of cans in the space of a few minutes, and
oh my goodness,
it's taken us to over 1 million cans sold now from just our website alone. So without any traditional marketing, without any traditional distribution, all from REKT.com. And it's an amazing milestone to hit that I, honestly, this time last year, I never would have thought we would have done it.
Right. So you are hoping, I think, to go to a global level and wider audience, and maybe in person and stores. How will you ramp that up?
Yeah, so last year for us was proof of concept. Will this idea work? Will people want to buy the drink? Do people want to own this REKT coin thing? Can people understand brand coins? Is our community strong enough? And I think we've nailed it on all those fronts. We've proved that concept. So 2026 is about scaling this, and to scale it, we have to go beyond just selling on our website. We have to get into retailers, supermarkets, gas stations, distribution. So we've kicked things off with launching in Giant Eagle across 4 different states, and we're going to be in almost 200 stores, and we're working with...
In the Midwest.
In the Midwest, that's correct, in the Midwest. And we're working with Superior Beverages, who have a network of about 13,000 retailers in the US. So this is our chance to make it work. It's our first go at, okay, you buy the drinks in store, you get a coupon printed off, you scan it, you can claim your REKT rewards physically and in person rather than just online.
Oh, okay.
And that promotion goes live in January this month. So if that goes well, and if we can nail that across Giant Eagle, then we have the path ready for us to scale it. So it's a very exciting time, a bit of a nervous time because, again, we're back to the will this work kind of thing.
Of course, at every level, right?
At every level, yeah, but I'm quietly confident.
Oh, and I think it's amazing. So tell us your sort of 3-year, 5-year, 10-year dreams, ideas, goals.
Yeah, my goal, I view REKT as a crypto brand or company doing drinks, but I don't view our competitors as crypto native competitors. I view them as the drinks industry or the CPG industry, other real life brands. And I think in 3 or 5 years, I want to show how we have used crypto to create a traditional real world global CPG brand, but something that's been crypto native. And I think the first iteration of brands was physical stores. You go into a store, you buy a product. The next iteration was the internet. Okay, let me go on Amazon, I buy something that's delivered to my doorstep. The next iteration was social media. Hey, I see Prime Energy and Logan Paul and KSI talking about it on Instagram, I'm gonna go buy it. And I strongly, strongly believe the next iteration of all of this is crypto and Web3. Hey, I'm not just a buyer of this drink, I'm part of this community, I'm part of this ecosystem, I'm a stakeholder in it. And that reward mechanism I think is very, very powerful. And I want to show, in 3 years' time, I want people to be like, oh wow, REKT were the first to do it, and they've set an example for the entire industry on how crypto can be used in traditional businesses.
Right on the cutting edge.
Exactly.
I love that. So you've had some wonderful collaborations, and that's been also a good driver of your product. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so we started doing collaborations with crypto native brands. We, this one here is a MoonPay drink. That one is with OpenSea. We've also worked with Base, Coinbase's L2 ecosystem. We've worked with Binance US, which is a big centralized exchange in the US. But we've also started to branch out to non-crypto brands as well. So later this month in January, we have a collaboration with the X Games and Aspen. So we have our own REKT X Games drink coming out, which will be all over Aspen, which I'm very excited about. And we also have a collaboration coming up with WorldStar Hip Hop as well, which is a big, Web2 social media platform. So it's good to see that it's worked well in crypto, and it's been great to work with crypto brands, but it's nice to see some interest coming in from outside of the crypto space as well. Wonderful.
Anything you'd like to add? There's so much going on. It's an exciting time for your company.
Yeah, it's a lot going on. If you're curious about what we're doing, I would say head over to rekt.com. We have drinks back in stock after being out of stock for a very long time, so please help yourself. And, I think we're doing something very interesting, so at the very least, I would love for people to follow along for the story and see where we end up in a few years' time.
Oh, and down the road, it could go on and on. So congratulations and lots of good luck. Ovie Farouk, CEO of REKT Brand. Nice to have you here with us.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.